Welcome to Liberty Tonight, the only pro-liberty late-night variety show. Hosted by Brian Piotr and starring King Libertarian. Special guests, hilarious commentary, skits, gags, and more fun are just ahead. And here's Brian.
I'm just messing with you, everybody. Welcome to Liberty Tonight. I'm excited to have you back. We have a wonderful show planned for you this evening, and it all starts with tonight's headlines. All right. So, Donald Trump now has worked a shift at McDonald's, unlike his opponent, Stolen McValor, Kamala Harris. He will be calling in later to talk to the king about it. In a week of important news, Kamala managed to lose a debate against herself in a CNN town hall. We all need to be thankful for Kamala. Her word salads are worth a Michelin star, and no one can assemble one like her. Later tonight, we have a sneak peek of her on the Joe Rogan Experience. So don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to get it anywhere else. Totally exclusive. And then brace yourself. After the U.S. government has solved the border crisis and all crime in general, and we have world peace, they have decided that to take on new tasks like kidnapping SEALs and forcing them to listen to the sounds of rockets just to mess with SpaceX. I'm sure there was an official explanation, but I have a feeling that the ZR that ran this was just on a power trip. I mean, you made the most rich and important man in the world fulfill one of your BDSM fantasies. And then it looks like right before the trade deadline hit, Liz Cheney and Tulsi Gabbard were traded. We now have Tulsi Gabbard on the Republican team, and I think this was one of the best all-time trades. 10 out of 10 would do it again. And then last but not least, the most anticipated interview of our lifetimes is being recorded tomorrow. Though the release date's not clear, Joe Rogan is having Donald Trump on, and we're all looking forward to it. Grab your popcorn, and we have all this and more, some wonderful skits, some wonderful stories. But before we go anywhere, before we do anything, we must take a moment to hear from our monarch, the king of all libertarianism, and he is known as Your Highness. 1 second. Here he is.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Silence, peasants. The king is speaking. Libertarians. Some say we're like porcupines. Others say we're the snake on the Gadsden flag. What libertarians are is a smelly, ill-tempered barn cat. You wouldn't necessarily want to hang out with a barn cat. It's repulsive in many ways. The cat is never going to do anything you want it to do, and you can't hurt it in any direction. However, you need a barn cat, especially when there are political rats that need to be caught and dealt with. Since the beginning of this presidential election cycle, we've seen unprecedented overtures, gestures, promises, agreements, and collaborations aimed towards courting libertarian favor. RFK Jr. and Donald Trump both spoke at the Libertarian Party National Convention amidst the barrage of boos from the TDS-triggered, leftist, self-sabotaging wing of the Libertarian Party. Donald Trump famously and accurately said, "Vote for me only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that and keep getting your 2-3% every 4 years." This week, shotgun humping, tampon dispensing Tim Walz also pandered to libertarians, bizarrely saying that Cheney endorsement gave libertarians room to come on board. Cheney somehow convincing libertarians to vote for Kamala is like convincing Dan Bilzerian that being gay and poor is the right lifestyle choice for him. But what you do expect when the mainstream, aka regime libertarian mouthpieces like Reason, like gargle Meghan McCain's balls in a sycophantic interview, or opine with Penn Jillette that vaccine mandates are somehow consistent with libertarianism. Libertarians not taking full control over our narrative and our messaging gives room for petty tyrants to think they have any chance to garner our support. So, to my fellow smelly barn cats, meow, 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 meow. Now, I return you to Squire Brian.
All right, that's great. Thank you for joining us. I'm excited for the show ahead of us. First things first, we have to talk about the stolen McValor, which is the fact that Kamala Harris said she worked at McDonald's and she never did. But Donald Trump, our fellow sovereign, he did. He really did. And we can't take away anything from the man. He's a multi-billionaire, but nothing says he can't stoop down and do a minimum wage job and do it well. Gosh darn it. So
yeah, my mother always said, if you want to be on the fries, but you can't clean a toilet right, they're never gonna let you touch those fries. This man has run large parts of New York City, coming back to his roots. Let's go.
Yeah, and he comes from an era. Let's watch the man, the myth, the legend. This is our king.
You believe this? Look at this guy. He's a MAGA guy all the way.
Okay, so for his first order, yup.
Oh yeah, look at the skill there. He's right at the
Man
door,
of the people.
giving customers a smile. Look at waving at the crowd. This is how I want my McDonald's served to me, right here.
Produce those good-looking kids. Oh, they look
Just
like
yeah,
like the West. How are you? Nice to see
a man of the people.
you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And you know why this makes liberals so angry? And they are super angry. It's because McDonald's is the bad guy. And the bad
Yeah.
guy doing something with the bad guy, and then everyone loves it. It's like, man, they cannot handle that. That is pure evil for them. What's the opposite of Americana? This isn't a kale smoothie and complaining about, I don't know what liberals complain about, besides Donald Trump.
Donald, he may not have a 14-inch vertical, but they're just throwing up these alley-oops for him to just dunk on these people. Like, to be so Americana and to be just, a likable person, they're forcing it to come out in a way to where they're mocking something that's objectively nice to look at and like a good thing.
Yeah, and it used to be that politicians did this, right? You go do a shift at McDonald's, you meet your local businessman, you kiss some babies. I guess if the modern politics is to go make speeches to Goldman Sachs, right? And this is dirty. They can't handle it. But if you have Halloween coming up, I would like everyone to go look at this picture and consider you could be a McDonald's Donald Trump for Halloween. That's an incredibly great idea. Extra chicken nug and winning.
I ordered a 6-piece, you give me a 7. This man's gonna save the country. An extra chicken wing in each pot.
Yeah,
Man.
putting extra chicken nuggets in there. Here's a fight holding a McDonald's bag. Like this, like honestly, everybody, we were not going to do this, but we could do an entire show with just the amount of memes that were generated from this experience.
Yeah, we got a ton of memes here for you coming up, and yeah, the McDonald's story is the one that never ends. So yeah, two iconic photos together. The fight.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, think about this. The Secret Service are like, we do not want to be the guys where the president got shot at McDonald's. Like we are going to shut this thing down. Like, nobody's getting in here. And I saw some pictures of the crowd. They were everywhere around that McDonald's. Everyone knew that it was happening. And so there were party buses, like limo party buses, that pulled up in front of the street of the McDonald's and like did a little curve around it to like create a black wall, an opaque wall while he walked into McDonald's. It was like,
Yeah.
what'd you do today? Oh, it's the sniper on top of McDonald's making sure that everything went smooth. And I'm glad it did go smooth. I mean, congratulations, everybody. I'm glad that Donald Trump did not die at McDonald's, and it was just a beautiful photo out.
Luke Satcher said, and Michael Keaton suddenly showing up to piss on Trump after playing Ray Kroc in The Founders. Yeah. Yeah, weird timing on a lot of this stuff, right? If you're in our Rumble channel, please give us a follow, give us a thumbs up, come into the chat and talk to us. On X as well, we're streaming as well. Really love the support, and I am your sovereign. I am your king. So pay tribute. Do a Rumble rant. Go to our website, forlibertynetwork.com. That's where you can find all of our shows. Austin Peterson in the morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time every weekday morning. And then Daniela with Culturama Tuesdays to Thursdays, 7 to 9 Central. She came on right before us, did an excellent job. But yeah. Pay tribute to your king.
With that, here's your opportunity. Are you going to an election night party with some friends and family? Perhaps all of the family that is now just your neighbors and friends that are also MAGA or at least patriots because your other family is still wearing a mask and not talking to you. I understand. If you use the promo code Stop Kamala here, you can get 10% off of the entire Donald Trump collection if you go to the forlibertyshop.com. There's plenty of wonderful shirts and iconic items here to choose from that you would love to have to take to an election night party. Something like, let's see this Trump tee right here. You're gonna walk into an election night party with all these older Republicans wearing their suits. You're gonna stand out. And then when you go ask them to help support your city council race later, they'll remember that guy with the T-shirt from 18 years ago.
Absolutely.
And that's how you're going to win. So really, this is just an investment in your future. And remember, 10% off, Stop Kamala promo code, free USA shipping, 30-day money-back guarantee. And I just can't wait to see what kind of memes, like what other kind of T-shirts and memes we can make. Here's a picture of Governor of Michigan feeding Doritos to a girl, juxtaposed with Donald Trump shaking the hand of a voter and about to hand him a McDouble. I don't know.
I mean, we're at a point now where the real life memes itself, that all the memes are doing the memes. Later on, we're gonna, if we have time, we're gonna show you guys. They did the meme with Kamala and the Hillary birthday, but yeah, the optics of this can't be understated. How bad this looks for Democrats and how good this looks for Republicans. Yeah, these memes are just fire. I loved all of these.
Yeah, don't get McTriggered. Vote Trump. This is a reminder. Election day is coming up. We don't want these people running the country. Come on, everybody. Do you agree with that?
I mean, oh my gosh. You know,
these are the people who will be choosing whether or not you can have a car with an engine and whether or not you're allowed to have a large sugary drink and all of the fun things they want to take from you and make your life hell. You don't want these people in charge. They want to take the beef.
They want to take the beef. They want to replace everything at McDonald's with cricket burgers and maggot slushies. You talk about fixing the ice cream machines. You're going to be drinking out of a maggot machine if these freaks get into power, man. No way.
Yeah, so you need to go out and vote. You can vote early right now. Go vote early, and then go get your neighbors and friends that aren't interested in politics. You know, I'm a Christian. I attend church. I don't know what percentage of them aren't going to vote, but that makes me sad to think that it could come down to thousands of votes, and there might be millions of people who could have voted and sat out to watch Housewives or, you know, Liberty Tonight Anyways,
Mr. PYG says McWin. Yes. Need Trump tie. Okay, Austin. I know you're in the chat. We need a Trump tie ASAP. You're the best. Nice plug, King. Thanks, man. What else we got in here? This is the opening line to my Austin. You have good comments. Keep going on you. Nelson 80 is that 85 65. Make McDonald's great again. I agree. We got some more memes. Oh yes.
Yeah. Trump's gonna fix the wall. He's gonna fix the ice cream machine. He's gonna do everything that we need him to do. Or at least make all the people we don't like angry, and I'll take that. That's a win, right? That's a win. I'll take it. Okay.
I mean, so what does it say about something that this photo of him, hanging out a window, and we'll get to this about Trump liking Hitler. There is one thing about Hitler that you can't deny. He had his boys had fashion sense. What is that? It was that Boss Hugo is the fashion brand. So I mean, Trump and Hitler both have good style. I mean, here we go. But the fact that this is probably going to be more iconic than the shot in the face one. Do you agree, Brian?
No, I disagree. I completely disagree.
Too sentimental about it.
No, because when I am in charge of some city and we're going to replace the George Floyd statue in the park downtown, I'm going to put up a Donald Trump fight statue for sure.
All right, we need like a poll or something. Which photo is more iconic? Which will go down more in history as the most iconic photo of Trump? McDonald's or fight? I go fight. And if you're on Team Brian, you're shot in the face. Let's see it in the chats. Maybe we'll do a poll, but I'd like to see how this plays out. What else do we got here? It says this is how the left thought this would go. His McDonald's trip here.
This is just what AI was made for. Absolutely what AI was made for. Are we solving the cancer problems and maybe like other diseases? No, but
ripping his shirt off.
We're doing something better, and there's more coming, folks. When Elon releases the next version of Grok, and eventually, I don't know when that is, but we'll be doing video with Grok. You got to wait and see what we're going to make for this show. It's going to be incredible, amazing. You won't believe it.
You never heard of it before. Incredible. Liberty Tonight.
All the other shows,
your president,
terrible.
Donald Trump. Brian, don't talk shit. All right.
You got one meme. You got one meme in here that I don't know. That should blur it out. Oh man, Kamala, don't do that to Ronald. Don't do that. I gotta stop it. Everybody saw it. I'm sorry. I didn't put that in there. Gotta do some censoring.
Oh. All right.
Yeah. Kamala is doing inappropriate things to a funny clown. I don't think clowns are scary, unless unless it's they're meant to be.
That's her last chance to say that she worked at McDonald's. Technically, Ronald is the founder. So according to somebody coming up here,
but
we do AOC.
One second. I just want everyone to listen to the sound effect because I'm proud of it. It's who can tell me in the chat this voice?
Please clap.
Who's saying please clap there?
Do it again.
Please clap.
I mean, this is iconic in American politics.
He might win the election. Unexpected come from behind. Could be Jeb Bush is going to win this election in 2024, everybody.
Like come behind like Tim Walz comes behind a shotgun?
Yeah.
Or a 14-year-old boy? What?
Yep.
Did I say that?
Okay. Well, I don't want to keep the president waiting. I got to speak to some people before we go live with them. After the break in a few minutes, we'll be coming back to talk to the president, Donald J. Trump. Hopefully he's not offended by anything we saw. I'm sure he was too busy to watch it. But we got a short call with him to talk about the McDonald's incident. So we'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Are you tired of the strange radioactive effects of leftist culture? Do you ever wonder what happened to good old-fashioned American values? Well, fear no more, because there's a new force fighting back against the cultural rot of today. Introducing Culturama, a right-of-center talk show that's taking back the future today. Hosted by none other than blonde bombshell herself, Daniela Pensack. She's not just talking, she's taking culture back. With sharp takes, brilliant guests, and a few surprises along the way. Tune in to the live video podcast twice a week, because the future doesn't have to be weird. It can be Culturama.
I think that the heart of my philosophy is much more libertarianism than
Well, that's the fashionable word these days, I guess. A conservative is no longer just that. He's a libertarian.
it always has been.
Yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything.
What is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
Are you a politician that enjoys coming off as condescending, stereotypical, and downright cringeworthy? Well, Kamala's Accent School is for you and provided completely free by the Department of Homeland Security. At Kamala's Accent School for the Special Needs, you'll learn to perfect the classics, such as Sweet Country Southern Belle.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
Or how about Aunt Jemima, Old Black Lady?
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Or whatever the hell this is.
Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that? Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that?
So come on down to Kamala's Accent School, located in the basement of the FBI building, next to the Known to Law Enforcement Academy. Might as well. Your tax money pays for it.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Liberty Tonight. I am your sovereign. I am your king, the benevolent monarch of libertarianism, King Libertarian. Please follow me at King Libertarian on X. Follow Brian, my co-host, Brian_Piotr on X. AP for Liberty, where we stream here live, and forlibertynetwork.com to follow us everywhere. As we most anticipate here on the show, we have the one, the only, Mr. President Donald Trump calling in. Actually, in true Trump fashion, he said, "You call me when you're ready." So, all right, let's punch it up. Let's get President Trump on the line. Hello, Donald. Are you there?
Hello there, King Libertarian, Your Grace, Your Royalness. It's great to be here. You're probably, but maybe definitely the greatest monarch that's ever lived. There hasn't been anyone like you, and probably never will be again.
You're too kind, Donald. You're too kind. You're welcome in my court anytime, please. You flatter me. I really enjoyed your appearance at McDonald's. We were just going over that and seeing some of the memes. That was a great appearance there at McDonald's.
McDonald's is great. It's a great American business. Ronald McDonald, Grimace, the Hamburglar, and their entrepreneurial drive. That is what makes America great.
Okay, I don't think they're the guy. But anyways, I saw you working some of the stations.
Me, your president, Donald Trump, served up hot, delicious, salty fries. All Tim Walz does is serve up tampons in little boys' restrooms. Tim can't even load a shotgun without humping it. It's sick. It's twisted.
Well, I'd have to agree with you there, Donald. And you really mastered that drive-through, I must say.
Nobody's done it better. When I got to the drive-through window, it was a mess, an absolute mess. Kamala is so dumb and incompetent, she thinks drive-through means when one of her boyfriends comes over for a special visit.
Okay. Okay, Donald. You're on a roll, all right? And you killed it at the Al Smith dinner.
Did you hear the part when I called Democrats cucks? I even had Chucky Schumer rolling. Do you know what a male feminist's favorite sex position is?
No, Donald, what is it?
In the corner holding camera. Trump out, hose.
All right, Donald, goodbye. You're out of control.
All right, that was fantastic. I was listening behind the scenes. Oh man, I would kill to have a moment with him. I got to see him speak at the Libertarian National Convention from like 20 feet away, but man, what was it like speaking to the man? I guess as a sovereign, what's it like speaking to someone on your level?
Yeah, you know, we met as colleagues, as partners, and as equals, as, you know, two godlike figures coming together to have a friendly chat. And, you know, just stroke each other a little bit. You know, that's what we do here at the top.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sire. Okay, let's not touch that again. But anyways, yeah, I wish next time he can come here in person. That's all I can ask for. Perhaps we'll have to wait till after his second term or his third term. Liberals, you know I'm not joking. We're gonna do it. The Constitution was amended once. If we got to amend it again just to mess with you, I'm on board. What about you guys? Should we do it just to mess with the liberals? Just put Trump in there for one more, 3 full terms, right? I'm gonna clap myself on the back for that one.
Is that 2 consecutive terms? I mean, he got interrupted, so it's only fair.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking 3 terms. I'm saying after this one, we amend the Constitution and do it again, and let's just re-roll it, man. Every liberal who's threatened to move to Canada finally will. Or at least back to California.
Thank you, Entropy Nomad, for the $5 donation. For the Monarch, what is best in life? Interesting question. What is best in life? You know, what's best in life is just being completely awesome. It's to face life. I'm gonna get hermetic here for a second. What is best in life is facing adversity, understanding that even as a king, even as a god on earth, you strive to conquer over your fears. All right. That's a little bit of opining from me, the king. That's free on this one.
Okay. And so anyways, there's some Democrats that went to a shooting range over the weekend. I have a wonderful set of pictures here. I want everyone to know that guns don't kill people. Democrats kill people. And you should not let them have guns, for sure. They are a danger to everybody near them. And then even when they do dangerous things, they like to take pictures of them doing dangerous things and post them on the internet. I don't know. It seems like there's a manifesto here that they haven't posted. But man, shooting steel targets from 15 feet away, they have learned a physics lesson about recoil. And luckily, no one died. But that's never a prompt. Like, it's never certainty when you take a Democrat out. You need to watch them like a 5-year-old. Make sure that they don't touch guns unless they're doing something safe with them. And perhaps you are within an arm's reach and maybe have a pistol on your hip just in case, for your own protection. So, yeah.
The only thing that these guys should be touching is Nerf guns, and even then, they would have ricocheted an arrow and it went right to his eye over there. Brian, if you can, or we can just talk about it, scroll into this picture here of just Kinzinger himself. I can see. I mean, I'm not a gun nut or anything like that, but just the mistakes he's doing there, the butt of the rifle. What kind of insanity is going on there? Where he has it up on his shoulder like that, and then at 15 feet away, he's looking through the scope.
No, people always like to critique your gun, the way you handle a weapon, the words you use when discussing guns and whatever. I generally don't even want to post pictures of myself handling guns safely because I will get critiqued by gun nuts. So here's the deal, guys. You are not a gun nut because there is somebody more of a gun nut out there than you. So you're like, yes. I've got 150 guns and 4 million rounds of ammo. Okay, newbie. There's somebody out there who's like,
I have the basement from the Tremors movie. I have a freaking elephant rifle.
You got a tank, RPGs, some grenades, 7 shipping containers divided up by caliber. Like, there's somebody more of a nut out there than you, I promise.
Somebody always is gonna have the killdozer. I mean, RPGs.
That's something that we all aspire to.
Yeah,
I need to learn to weld. That reminds me. I need to learn to weld.
King Libertarian isn't a gun nut. No, I own many shooting mechanisms, but no, I mean, I want something that I can pick up and shoot a robber with, and it's whatever. It's whatever.
Well, I will say that I have purchased one firearm that had a background check, and anything else that I may or may not own, I'll never admit to in public.
Yeah. I lost all my guns in a boating accident. Everything I just said was a lie.
I had so many guns. They were so beautiful. They were incredible. And then you and I, remember we were on Lake Michigan going fishing with our armory to show somebody, and then the boat, it went under the water forever, and now we don't have it.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened.
But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go buy guns on a regular basis. Remember, if food is scarce and gold is expensive, have more guns than other people, right? That's I believe that's in maybe not the Bible, but like definitely in like another letter from, like, Paul didn't make it into the Bible, but he was like, be well armed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, go if you're looking at us on Rumble, if you're watching on Rumble, send us a super chat or a Rumble rant. Give us a couple bucks here for our trouble. Pay tribute to your king. If not, click the like button and give us a follow. If you're on X, please retweet. Leave us a comment there. Everything is great over here, and forlibertynetwork.com is where you can find the other shows on Austin's network. We really appreciate the support here, and yes, pay tribute to your king. Do you want to keep going with that? There's so much here.
There's one more picture. I just want everyone to see these people. They're clowns. But anyways, I have another thing here, which is the Kamala Harris town hall event. Did she lose the debate to anybody? Yes, herself. Simple questions are her kryptonite. Let's go with ones that anyone here watching this show can answer without even like any preparation. Here we go. Here's the first question.
Plan to overcome them while you're in office.
Yeah, sorry, I cut off the question, and here's, do you have any weaknesses? This is like a job interview. How have you not had this question, this specific question, 100 times in your life by the time you're her age? Which I know it's a couple facelifts in, but she's like in her, what, 50s?
She worked for
60s?
the government, man.
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am
Great
certainly
question.
not perfect, so let's start there. And I think that perhaps a weakness, some would say, but I actually think it's a strength, is I really do value having a team of very smart people around me who bring to my decision-making process.
I don't want to waste people's time, but I value having strong people around me as my weakness. I don't know why that's a weakness.
If you cannot teach, if you cannot teach, work for the government like this, yeah, it's like, that scene in Big Daddy where he's throwing the stick in front of the guys skateboarding, but it's like you saw it all the way down the road, and you had all this time to not hit the stick, and she just plows right into that stick, full force. It's insane. All right.
Okay,
and
so
Dirty Sock.
Okay, let's do.
Gave us 10.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Go. Yeah, and Dirty Sock gave us $10. Thank you so much. My neighbor informed me that she has received 5 ballots for people that don't live there, including one that we know died. All right. Well, we are going to cover some conspiracy theories later, so we'll touch on that. We'll touch on that.
So I do want to touch on that and say that I was in 2020. I had $3,000 on the line saying that Donald Trump would win. And at midnight, that $3,000 was worth about $7,000. It looked like he had won. So I went to bed and I was like, I'm a rich man.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning, I discovered that the government stole all that money from me personally. Yes, other people were hurt. Donald Trump lost. But mainly, I lost a bunch of money. I was able to actually sell all of the positions in the morning when I saw what they were doing and they were going to cheat, and I ended up only losing about $1,000. So it sounds worse than it was, but really, like, I should have gone on a Hawaiian vacation with my whole family, and they took that from me. So because I'm biased, I just want everyone to know that yes, they cheat, and you should do everything you can to try to stop them. In 2022. I signed my ballot with a straight line, which for anyone who would like to see, it's a post that's probably back there on X. That's not my signature. My signature is actually my name, but I did a straight line and the ballot was accepted. So signature verification may exist at some levels for some people, but not for my ballot, not in 2022.
How would they have everyone's signature ahead of time to be able to verify it?
When you sign up at the DMV and get registered to vote, they pull your signature off your license.
Dude, they have those electronic little pin pad things. I have never, ever accurately signed my signature for my driver's license ever. Actually, I don't have a driver's license because I am a sovereign citizen. I have no tags either. I walk about at free will because I am above this government. So if I had a driver's license,
Fight the man, King.
License, I never assigned that thing properly. So the fact that what is that is, I don't know.
So anyways, I signed a straight line and my ballot was accepted. I was actually on the ballot for U.S. Senate that year and voted for myself. And I'm glad my ballot was accepted so I could be part of the 1% that supports libertarians. The Republican lost by 15 points. So all the Republicans that want to get angry at me, like, deal with it. I'm a Republican now. Accept me. So if I go back to Kamala saying different things, let's just read the notes and not actually watch her talk because it hurts my ears. She probably worked very hard at making sure I am well versed on issues.
Yeah.
We need to put this in a grok and ask him to translate it from whatever language this is. Kamala doesn't know what to say after Cooper asks her why she hasn't already done any of her ideas as VP. That's really the thing. She's never going to win. She's not going to win, people. Yeah. We got this. We got a new administration coming in. This administration has Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, Tulsi Gabbard. It's a dream team.
Yeah, the fact that we have Tulsi not only leaving the Democrat Party, which obviously was needed, but joining the Republican Party. That is incredible.
That was a trade. That was a trade.
Elon,
it's a trade.
Vivek, Who else we got? RFK. Do you think RFK is going to join the Republican Party?
I don't know if he gets any value from it. If he can make a deal, maybe he will.
Maybe, what do y'all think in the chat? RFK is the next one. He's going to follow Tulsi. I don't know.
See,
I don't know. Maybe he'll stay in the Libertarian Party. He is a member.
Tulsi's career is dead outside of the Trump administration, so it makes sense for her. She's not going to run for office in Hawaii again and win. So, that's the end of that.
Which is just sad.
She could always move someplace red, and I think she could carpetbag.
Sad liberal island.
She could carpetbag in she moves to my hometown. I'll vote for her because why not? I mean, she's bad on all sorts of issues, but so are all the Republicans.
So I mean, yeah, move to a better district. But if a place is going to be so deep blue that a politician like Tulsi switches parties and that simple fact she's going to lose, I'd rather it be in the middle of nowhere in the Pacific Ocean. Like can we move all of them out there and you be out here and we'll have everything else.
I have a small clip of why she left the Democrat Party. Pretty sure. Here's a video of people drinking and eating through their masks with holes in their masks. You remember this?
You remember this madness?
This is why Tulsi left. And this is what attracted Liz Cheney. I believe Liz saw this and was like, those are my people.
Yeah. What
am I doing in the Republican Party?
Yeah, we play this just as a reminder to everybody how crazy people can be. How non-critical thinking this election is about condoning this, or not condoning, condemning this. This is about condemning everything that's been going on. When people say that I'm just going to vote for Trump as an FU, well, yeah. And, when Dave Smith himself comes out and endorses Trump, I think the distinction is.
Yeah. Welcome, Dave. Welcome to the crowd. Good job.
Welcome, Dave Smith. You're welcome on the show anytime.
No, I saw Dave.
Actually, I command it.
I saw Dave at the LNC where I nominated Trump, and that would have been the right place for him to give his speech nominating Trump.
Absolutely.
Would have done way more good than anything that came out of that LNC. Nothing good came out of that LNC. He should have done that. Okay, hindsight. Hope he sends me a "you were right" letter. I'm just kidding. He's not gonna do that. So here's the crazy liberal I just have been playing in the background to remind you all what we're up against. Like Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, they're not perfect. They have lots of issues with us, but really, in comparison to this screeching zombie, they're pretty much our best buds.
Yeah, and we have dozens of these videos that we can show you, and we will.
How big?
Because it's hilarious.
And people want to argue about letting people into the tent. We can't make the tent too big. We need to stay true to our conservative values. And honestly, that's me 100%. Like a lot of times, I am pro-life, and if a Republican comes out as pro-choice, I will fight them. It's like Donald Trump saying, go to the states. That's an acceptable position. In the state I'm in, though, I'm pro-life. I won't support anybody in the states' right issue. So when we're looking at these zombie, screeching, brainwashed people, we need to look at our tent and the people that we let into our tent as a coalition against them. And really,
yes,
if you like any of the 10 amendments to the Constitution, mainly the first and second, which is why Elon made that part of his pledge. But if you like any of them, you're welcome over here in the Republican Party, because some people would like to rip it all up and then have us have bread lines. And they don't understand that they're not going to be in power, and they're going to be starving, and they're not going to be able to sit home and play Minecraft or whatever it is they do all day. They don't fully understand. So,
well, to put a bow on this, all Trump has to do is do what he said he's going to do in all aspects of things. Bringing a libertarian on the cabinet, actually utilizing Vivek and Tulsi and RFK and Elon, reducing the spending and the waste of the government, we are on a cusp of a major political realignment, and all Trump has to do is just follow through, man. Just follow through, and the Republican Party will be dominant for a decade at least.
Okay, and so let's bring up something here. I'm putting forward my resume. Donald, Elon, Vivek, whoever's hiring. Here's the type of thing that I would like to do. Let's look at this post here. Elon says the US regulators forced SpaceX to kidnap SEALs and then put headphones on them and play the sounds of rocket engines to see if it bothered them. Now, I said this in my opening headlines that they obviously did this after solving all of the world's problems, and this was one of those minor problems they made sure they solved. But this is just literally like the government's problem. So I put forward my resume and say, hire me. I will work for nothing, and I just want to fire government employees. That's all I want to do. And I got great ideas, right? I got great ideas.
It would be such good content for the show.
Yes.
Like you just filmed you. We could do 2 hours of you just firing bureaucrats, and
if there's civil service issues that we have to overcome, I will overcome them. Am I right? Like, I will make them work midnight to 8 a.m. And then when they get used to that time, I'll make it 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. and I'll change their hours. I'll put them on menial, terrible tasks. I will sit in their cubicle and watch their every action so that I can write them up for anything that they do. A grimace, misspelling a word, whatever the rules are. Like, I will follow them to let's get them all fired, right? Like,
yeah,
it might take 80-hour weeks, but I will do it. We can get it done. We can get them to quit, and we can fire the rest.
Yeah, afuera, 100%. And like, look at this seal. Look, is this the actual? Look at this guy. All right. It looks like Tim Walz is the one that caught him. That's his face right now. Is like Tim Walz came up behind me. He's tried to rack a shotgun shell into my ass, and now I'm strapped here on a table with a freaking megaphone on my head. And I'm not sure it's sounds of rockets. Maybe it's just Kamala laughing over and over again. That I'm just saying that for the look on his face, I think a lot more trauma has been involved other than just being strapped down with some rocket sounds. Oh my gosh. All right. Barney Styles, the only thing worse than the thought of it might all come down, crashing down, is that it might go on like this forever. Oh, yes. Now I'm depressed. Thank you so much, Barney Styles. If you're on Rumble, hit that like button. Give us a follow. Shoot us a Rumble rant if you're liking what's going on. We're here for you. Pay tribute to your king. If not, go follow us on X. I'm King Libertarian, Brian _Piotr. We're being streamed out right now, ap4liberty.com or AP for Liberty on X. That's where you can see our live stream. And we're up to, oh man, is that almost 800 people on X? Thank you so much. And almost 60 people over here on Rumble. Thank you so much. Or 40, I don't know, whatever that is. But thank you so much. And yeah, forliberty.com for the For Liberty shop. And if you go there and search Liberty Tonight, you will find our exclusive collection of very fine apparel. I myself am going to get that sweatshirt so that my special lady can steal it from me and wear it all over the house. So yes, go there and think of me while you're snuggled with your significant other.
Okay, and coming up after the next commercial break, what do we have for them? What's the sneak peek?
Okay, after the commercial break, we have. So the news dropped that Trump is going on JRE, and there's been rumors that the VP herself might go on, and we're here to tell you tonight, we can confirm that has secretly already gone down, and we have a leaked clip from the show that we'll be premiering here tonight. So buckle up for that afterwards. We're gonna get into those conspiracies. We're gonna talk about those conspiracies. What are we thinking? Flat Earth, 9/11? No, we're gonna come back with something real good and current there. And then later on in the show, your favorite Colonel Chaos will be making an appearance to go over international news, and you're not going to want to miss this. From what I understand, Colonel Chaos has taken his B12 and drank in an energy drink, and he is ready to rumble with international news. So buckle up for that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this this leaked clip here, Brian.
All right. Well, you know what? With that, we're going to go to commercial. And on the way back, we're going to go get that sneak peek and let everyone see. So write in the chat what you think Kamala did. Did she just save herself for the election after this conversation? Is she going to win? Let's find out together. 1 minute.
Are you tired of the strange radioactive effects of leftist culture? Do you ever wonder what happened to good old-fashioned American values? Well, fear no more, because there's a new force fighting back against the cultural rot of today. Introducing Culturama, a right-of-center talk show that's taking back the future today. Hosted by none other than blonde bombshell herself, Daniela Pensack. She's not just talking, she's taking culture back. With sharp takes, brilliant guests, and a few surprises along the way. Tune in to the live video podcast twice a week, because the future doesn't have to be weird. It can be Culturama.
I think that at the heart of my philosophy is much more libertarianism than
well, that's the fashionable word these days, I guess. A conservative is no longer just that. He's a libertarian.
Well, always has been.
Yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything.
What is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government, get off my back, get out of my pocket, and let me have more control of my own destiny.
Tired of spending your hard-earned money on woke corporations that don't share your pro-freedom values? Fed up with sipping liberal lattes and progressive cappuccinos? Introducing Founding Flavors from AP for Liberty Shop. Get your day started with Washington's Revolutionary Roast. As robust and principled as the man himself, this blend is the shot of energy heard round the world. Or maybe you want to taste the fervor of freedom with Adams's Patriotic Perk. It's as dynamic and balanced as the U.S. Constitution, sure to awaken your spirit of liberty. For the aficionados, we've got the Jeffersonian Java, a complex mix of flavors that speaks volumes about your refined tastes. And don't forget Betsy's Liberty Lullaby, our decaf option, crafted with the same care and dedication Betsy Ross put into our Star-Spangled Banner. This blend lets you enjoy the taste of freedom anytime without losing sleep. No woke beans here, folks. Just pure, patriotic, pro-freedom flavors brewed with with love for...
Hello, welcome back everybody to Liberty Tonight. I am your host, Brian Piotr, and this is what we've been waiting for all show. I have the sneak peek of the century. We got this from an exclusive source. We're really afraid of what's going to happen, probably going to get sued from this, but this is an unreleased episode of the Joe Rogan Experience with Kamala Harris as a guest. It's just a few second clip. I don't know what the whole show is going to be like, just this little clip, but I do think it's going to be very telling. So why doesn't everybody just take a moment and watch it with me right now?
Hello, Kamala. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks so much for having me on, Joe.
There's been some controversy with you and your jobs in the past. Like me, for instance, I never worked a real job in my life. I smoked pot and told jokes. I'd never say I worked construction.
Oh, the jackhammer is my favorite.
So you're saying you've worked construction?
Oh, we're still talking about construction.
Okay, Kamala, I have some weed here, but I am not going to offer it to you based on some of your prosecutions in the past.
Oh, no, Joe, don't be a little bitch. Didn't you see my latest marketing update based on how badly I am polling with my key constituents? I am down with the dank stuff, man. Free my homies locked down. I am half Jamaican after all, Joe. Give me that.
Oh, wait, Kamala, that is powerful shit.
Holy shit, Joe, you weren't lying.
Oh man, I don't think that clip is legit. Did you get me a good source there, King?
Hey, man, it's solid, dude. Don't question my godhood, all right? That is legit. It'll be out soon. But
I can't imagine she smoked marijuana live on the biggest podcast on earth. That's crazy.
You know, the polls are down, man. The polls are down, and sometimes you just got to take the edge off. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a bad call with someone with Mel Gibson called her the IQ of a fence post. I think he's probably overselling her a little bit. She shouldn't go on any kind of podcast that lasts 3 hours. That does not help her polls.
No.
But you know who is going to do a great job, and that is Donald Trump. He's going on Joe Rogan tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it. I don't know when the show's going to launch. I don't think this is actually going to have a huge effect on the elections. It's so close, and everybody knows who they're voting for already. But in a year of really good interviews with all sorts, like Lex Friedman, Elon Musk, lots of great interviews. I listened to tons of them this year. RFK. This is the one I'm definitely most looking forward to.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the first time that they're speaking together, I assume, right? Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like there are some people that are on the fence, but I tend to agree with you. I don't think it's going to move the needle. I think it's just going to. I think maybe with the libertarians, I predict, because Joe tends to be kind of like a liberal libertarian type of person. I don't know. I think he's gonna drop some bombshells. Maybe not like, oh my God, that's an idea I've never heard of before, but reinforcing or even he's going a little bit further and further with things. It was the tax on tips. Now supposedly he's talking about doing away with the income tax completely. I don't know. I think it may convince some people still that are on the fence here that are real big. I mean, what's the top episode?
I mean,
it's probably 200 million.
I'm gonna guess 120 million views 1 week in. There's been several videos that Elon has posted of Tucker that got 100 million views. This is bigger than that. So across all platforms, it's gonna be. I'm going at least 20% bigger. Could be more than that, right? Like. There's 8 billion people on Earth. It's not unreasonable to think a billion of them might listen to this, especially if it gets translated, which I think it probably will be, right?
I mean, what was the number on X between Tucker and Trump? Yeah, and so Joe Rogan, total combined, like in the chat, tell us what's the highest viewed Joe Rogan podcast, and just double that. Internationally watched and listened to. I'm super excited about it. Like I said, I think he's gonna go even further with some things. maybe he expands on this whole no income tax thing, and it kind of leaked out there kind of ahead of it. But I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and with that, it's time to go over to Conspiracy Corner. I have the best conspiracy of all. It's not new. I have no proof. But was that white baggie found in the White House full of cocaine actually Kamala Harris's? Someone has compiled a lot of video of her to show us their supporting evidence, and I give us all a moment to watch it together.
About this, I always wanted to go to Howard, and I went to Howard. And
see how
actually,
she's touching her nose.
February of 2004.
Talking real fast. Eyes are bugging out. Yeah, we just smacked a fat rail, dude.
We can't say
this wasn't a pinky.
Remember, I'm a prosecutor.
This wasn't a pinky sniff. No, this was 3 rails at least. Finishing off that 8 ball that she had started at 8 a.m. that morning. I
believe she would say, "Yeah, I'm a half Jamaican." Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
That seems to be her defense for things.
Well, yeah. So not only is she on coke, the coke at the White House. So it wasn't Hunter. The conspiracy is that was actually Kamala's.
Now, would this be a performance-enhancing drug that would actually make her a better vice president?
If drugs helped you be a better president, Biden would have solved all the world's problems. That dude is drugged up out of his gourd.
Look, it's possible to turn you into a better version of you with the right set of circumstances, right? Like if sleeping's a drug, you get a full night's sleep, you're a higher performer. I'm not sure that cocaine makes you a better vice president. I'm not sure that being a vice president really matters, right? Like she casts 4 votes a year and she does what she's told. Like there's no.
I don't know if it makes you a better vice president, but what it does make you is the smartest man on earth, according to Joe Biden. The best son and the best person, the smartest person he knows. Cocaine did that for Hunter and took his teeth, by the way, which is disgusting. But he's got pearly whites now.
So you tell us in the chat, everybody, do you think it was Kamala's or Hunter's? Or both? Did they share it together? In fact, was one a dealer to the other? This was a matter of Hunter's providing cocaine to Kamala. This seems like legitimate conspiracy theory that might be true type thing. My record is pretty good. Most of my conspiracies end up becoming true. But we'll have to wait and see.
Mr. PYG says the only place the needle is moving is into Kamala's arm. All right. Okay. All right. I didn't know you could shoot up a cocaine, but here we are. Let's see. Barney Styles absolutely was. AP, what's up? Kamala desperate for male voters but refuses Joe Rogan. Yeah, that is interesting that, you know, with the male population, younger males, that's obviously his core target audience. You have an opportunity to speak to them and talk to them like the weird aunt that comes over and will, you know, buy you beer and be kind of inappropriate with you when you get drunk with her. Yeah, it is quite odd.
I think it's actually pretty hard for her because the campaign management that is doing all these things for Kamala are a bunch of angry feminists. And so they can't even talk to somebody like Joe Rogan to set it up, right? They're angry at the person already because they truly do not like you. If you're anywhere near the center of the aisle and you're a man and you're not Tim Walz, they hate you. And so the campaign management can't do it. They're not capable of even having a phone call to set up that kind of podcast. So they're relegated to the most woke, most liberal versions of the media and the podcasts available to them. And that's why they can't cross the aisle and do stuff like that. Like, sure, Kamala can go on Fox News, but that's mainstream. That's not Joe Rogan. Yeah. And even then, when they did that, they learned the lesson that Bret Baier can bury you, right? Did you see that interview with Bret Baier where he asks 4 or 5 regular, everyday, but decent questions, and she fails them all? So I hope they learned a
Actually, I
lesson.
don't know what you're talking
You
about.
shouldn't do that.
It's Brett Baer did to Kamala what Trump did to Biden in that first debate. To hear that person say something and legitimately, like everybody else watching, also in their head or verbally said, "I don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, he completely demolished her. The Joe Mobley show has rated our live stream. That means that he helped us out here and gave us a little bit of boost. Thank you so much to the Joe Mobley show. I appreciate you coming on over and visiting our channel. Give us a like or follow if you're here in Rumble on X. Follow us, King Libertarian Brian Piotr, and we stream out through the AP4 Liberty channel. That's our boss, not my boss. I'm a king. I am a god on earth. And speaking of that, you should pay tribute to me. So go ahead, get some Rumble rants going, and if you must get something in return, if you must beg me for something in return for your repentance to me, go to the Liberty Shop, AP4libertyshop.com. Search for Liberty Tonight. You can see our exclusive collection, and there are some delicious looking whiskey glasses, so you can go to sleep with us tonight, and then in the morning have coffee with us with our exclusive coffee cups. It's a win-win. We'll be together forever. We will be in your lives all the time.
We did have a couple coffee mugs purchased last week. I hope they are
Thank you
as
so much.
beautiful and wonderful as they look like online.
I want to see you drinking out of my face. Okay.
So
if you've got these mugs, tag us on Twitter. What is Twitter? X. Tag us on X. I want to see my subjects sipping from my head and Brian's head. So
I don't know why you got to make it dirty. But anyways, I do want to see the competition between the whiskey glasses and the coffee cups. Currently, coffee cups are up. You are all morning people, or you're drinking something out of a coffee cup at 10 p.m. at night. But you're gonna have to let me know what that is in the chat. That's not my style for sure. And I do want to move over. We have some news, which is libertarians deserve better than whatever this is. This is Penn Jillette and Reason Magazine. They're some of the worst people ever. For those that aren't aware, I'll let the King of Libertarianism give his politics in a minute. I call myself libertarian sometimes, Republican sometimes, but really I have the same politics as the founders of this country. And sometimes that aligns with a particular party. But generally, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Adams, I align very well with all of their politics. They had some wonderful ideas back in 1776. I say let's move forward with those. Here's what libertarianism has become for some very special circles. And I'll start over at the beginning.
There's this very, very targeted problem with libertarianism when you deal with a virus.
Mm-hmm.
We got really good arguments for roads. We got really good arguments for schools.
Right.
That's all. Whether they're accurate, whether they work or not, we don't care.
Right.
But there is a good, strong argument. When you come down to a
messaging.
virus, you've got this huge problem. But if there is a virus, and if there is a vaccine, and if there are some people who can't take that vaccine because they are vulnerable, immune systems, problems like that, or age, or even money,
Right.
they can't take that vaccine, especially when the libertarian, if there's money involved. And if there are people
Get to the
could
point.
get that vaccine and not transmit it, or not get that vaccine and transmit it to those people moving freely, we come down to what Reddy Rich has said, which is everybody believes my body, my control, except that nobody does. But within the integrity
fingernail
of
polish.
your body, if your body can be weaponized by a virus to kill
Gets to the
other
point here in a
people,
second.
I don't think I'm making any sort of argument here pro-libertarian or anti-libertarian. I'm just saying it gets wicked hard.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
But
It
this,
gets wicked hard.
I agree,
no,
but
this goes into a large problem we have with the Reason Caucus. I call them the Reason Caucus, and I actually said that in a reply to one of their reporters. Maybe it was Gillespie himself, I don't remember, but they were like, "We don't have a caucus." Like, they can't even perceive satire. But no, I mean, this and the Reason Kid going on with Meghan McCain. Who is funding these people? Where's this money coming from that they have this fancy studio and blah blah blah, and he can I saw him at Reno. He can sit over there with his legs crossed, on the outsides and summon people over to go beg before the Reason gods. I am a god, not you, Gillespie.
I've listened to the whole backstory of the funding of Reason, and the summary is not the libertarians, right? Like, not you and me. You and I aren't giving them the money that pays for their bills. I did get to see Penn Jillette do his show in Vegas, and he was great. Lots of respect for the guy.
Yeah.
He's just not libertarian all the time.
Well,
So-
it just shows that TDS has infected. It's almost like a side effect of the woke mind virus is to have TDS, and like it's like a dual, I don't know, infection. But same with Jesse Ventura. I mean, I feel like all of these guys, these old libertarians, and bless his heart, John Stossel, doing the best he can to promote Chase. I don't know why he's so bound on promoting Chase, but yeah, like you guys gotta embrace this right libertarian thing. Like, it's this old libertarianism, and it's you're embarrassing yourselves. Buck Nasty, thank you for the $10. Alms for the poor, yes, alms for the poor. I'm not poor. The alms give me the money. And then I just take it. All right, what else we got here going on? Drew Van Runke hating on Reason. You lost me.
Oh, please, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Stay, but I will hate on Reason, yes. And
No, I would love, Drew, for you to explain this video to us. Explain the other video of Meghan McCain being on there, and he's just sycophantically sucking up to her. Like, this is the Reason magazine is supposed to be the representation of libertarianism.
Yes,
and
that's what we want it to be.
And to do a left and a right version of libertarianism, technically, I guess, whatever, is a representation of the whole population of libertarianism. I think right libertarians are way, 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 way more. And, if you added up everybody that's in the liberty movement, we would dwarf the left libertarians. They just like their little bylaw tyranny that they have going on. But
so I saw something
Reason
that
had right people.
20 people at Reason, working at Reason, all of them said they were voting for Kamala Harris or Chase Oliver. There were zero Trump
not voting at all.
Or not voting at all. None of them were supporting Trump, which I think is crazy, because most of the libertarians I know are supporting Trump, and the ones that aren't, I don't like as people. So it works out.
It's DC. It's the regime libertarians. It is a faction of libertarianism that does not represent us. This is why we're here on Liberty Tonight. That's why we have the For Liberty Network. Reason and whatever else is out there, this leftist kind of social progressive kind of thing, it does not represent us accurately. Do we agree on 90% of pretty much everything? Yes, but
I'm not even sure about that
especially with
caveat. Let's not give them that caveat, right? Like, I actually can talk to you about specific issues. I'm not sure that everyone in Reason can, right? Like, they have a pro-life libertarian who's a trans something, and like just such a weird unicorn has to be the person that works at Reason. Like, that's not a normal person in the normal world. This is a very strange person, and they work at Reason, and that's how that place works, right? It's not normal people. They don't represent really anybody. But anyways, what are your politics, King Libertarian?
What do you mean?
I mean,
politics.
if you don't like reason,
Okay.
you agree with you like what the founders said generally?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the last episode talking about that when John Stewart said there's no the Second Amendment doesn't back up the First Amendment. This system that we have isn't based on violence. It's based on voting and this, that, and the other. And you and I both were like, it's not. Like we literally founded our country by killing people and rebelling against them. It is the basic foundation for our entire society and our constitution and everything. It literally, like the first section is you have a complete autonomy over yourself, and if you don't want to be governed by whatever's happening, you have the ultimate right to get rid of it. And that is what the guns are for. So I love a system based on that. I think the founders did the best they could with what they had, and they set up a great system. But I think that there has been a subversion.
Let me take you one step further. George Washington took his men on Christmas Eve and killed hundreds of people in their sleep on Christmas.
Yeah.
This is something that Kamala Harris would shriek about. She can't understand that person. She has nothing in common with that person. She thinks he was probably an evil, horrible person. And if she had been back there in 1776, she would have been a royalist for sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe escaped to Jamaica. Okay, enough time on that. If you agree with me, let's move on. I got a wonderful video of a guy who's running for vice president but won't get there anytime soon. Here he is talking about the fact that we think he's bad at handling his guns. And
there's a middle ground on this issue because right now right wingers are coming after you for how you handle your shotgun.
His assless chest. Look at him.
Well, I can shoot better than all of them. I got the trophies to prove it.
So you're out.
He got the trophies to prove it. I can shoot better than any of them. Oh.
Yeah,
man, you just got no humility. Like, I've shot a lot, but like this is always like on a scale thing. I've shot 100, maybe let's say 100,000 rounds in my life, plus or minus. That's a lot less than some people. Like, I don't know, maybe it's not 100,000. I have to think about that. Like 4 or 5 times a year, hundreds and hundreds of rounds every time I go. Times 30 something years, with some years fewer. But anyways, there's a lot of people better than me. I used to go to 3-gun matches and come in last because those people do it all the time and they are amazing. So I'm aware of how unskilled I am in compared to some people. I have a feeling that my 10-year-old daughter probably handles a shotgun more safely and more effectively than Tim Waltz.
Absolutely. We were up to almost, we hit 900 people over on X. Thank you so much for joining us. Please spread the word about the show. And if you're over there on Rumble, we are in the chats. We're rocking and rolling. Got a good number of people in here as well. Thank you so much for the support. Become a monthly member. Consider that. If not, give us a follow, give us a like, share with your friends. Head over to the forlibertynetwork.com to see all the great shows.
Yes, and speaking of Tim Waltz, on the same note as him, we talked about it earlier. One of the most evil families in all of history, the Cheneys, have decided to go campaign with Kamala and Tim Waltz. And, more power to them. They can have the war hawks. I never liked these people. I never wanted them in the Republican Party. It makes it easier to be a Republican today, knowing that there are Democrats. So here's Tim Waltz embracing Dick Cheney. The reason why Obama won the election in 2008 against John McCain and the Iraq War neocons. The Democrats took all 3 the Senate, the House, and the president and the White House over this issue. And now we see them coming full circle to become what they once opposed.
Look, it goes broader than that. Look, Bernie Sanders, Dick Cheney, Taylor Swift.
No.
I gotta go back further.
The Cheney thing.
Yeah.
Do we really have to do that?
Look, it goes broader than that. Look, Bernie Sanders, Dick Cheney, Taylor Swift.
No.
That one. Oh, the cheating?
No.
Having the Cheneys on board?
Nah, you can't. Dick Cheney or Taylor Swift? No.
Yeah, seriously though, man. Like, they picked up Darth Vader and they were campaigning with him.
John is exacerbated. He's just like he covered the Iraq War. He covered the Afghanistan War. How many segments has Jon Stewart personally done dunking on the Cheneys, dunking on the McCains, dunking on the Bushes? I remember being in high school and like I was anti-Bush because of him, because of the Daily Show. And now he has this guy on
100%.
that's going to continue the wars. That's going to continue the fighting. Like, okay, when they took him, when he told the truth about the lab leak theory, and he had to just grovel to everybody. Man, did they kick him down and put him back into his place? Good Lord! But roll the rest of the clip. He goes on to talk about libertarians.
No, we're running up against the clock for 9:30. I do want everybody to encourage you to go check out our coffee mugs. You go to apay4libertyshop.com. Consider supporting the show there and actually get something in return to drink alongside with us. And if not, at least consider a tip just directly at Rumble. We're going to go to commercial right now. And when we come back, we have the foreign policy update from Colonel Chaos, sponsored by Faux Force Firearms. So I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say and find out what's happening in the world. And until that moment comes, I hope you enjoy these wonderful ads. Talk to you soon.
Are you tired of the strange radioactive effects of leftist culture? Do you ever wonder what happened to good old-fashioned American values? Well, fear no more, because there's a new force fighting back against the cultural rot of today. Introducing Culturama, a right-of-center talk show that's taking back the future today. Hosted by none other than blonde bombshell herself, Daniela Pensack. She's not just talking, she's taking culture back. With sharp takes, brilliant guests, and a few surprises along the way. Tune in to the live video podcast twice a week, because the future doesn't have to be weird. It can be Culturama.
I think that the heart of my philosophy is much more libertarianism than
well, that's the fashionable word these days, I guess. A conservative is no longer just that. He's a libertarian.
And always has been.
Yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything.
What is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government, get off my back, get out of my pocket, and let me have more control of my own destiny.
Tired of spending your hard-earned money on woke corporations that don't share your pro-freedom values? Fed up with sipping liberal lattes and progressive cappuccinos? Introducing Founding Flavors from AP for Liberty Shop. Get your day started with Washington's Revolutionary Roast. As robust and principled as the man himself, this blend is the shot of energy heard round the world. Or maybe you want to taste the fervor of freedom with Adams's Patriotic Perk. It's as dynamic and balanced as the U.S. Constitution, sure to awaken your spirit of liberty. For the aficionados, we've got the Jeffersonian Java, a complex
America, red, white, blue, and 50 caliber total destruction. Blow away assholes with Fall Force firearms. Dumbass tries to interrupt you while watching Liberty tonight? Nuke him with Fall Force firearms Super Ultra Blaster. Did you know 4 out of 5 dentists approve of Fall Force firearms? The 5th one was shot for being an asshole. For every purchase of a bazooka, you get a free year supply of burgers. Free burgers, bitches. You still being a dumbass about this? Okay, here it comes. Boobs, boobs, boobs! Fall Force firearms.
Listen up, maggots. I'm Colonel Chaos, coming to you live from Liberty Tonight Super Global News headquarters. Here's the news from outside of America, so you cannot care about it. China's communist Pooh Bear dictator ordered his military to prepare for war. War? America wakes up every morning begging for war. We have wet dreams at night about bombing people overseas. This is why we need a tough guy military, a strong military, not one of these drag queens in high heel military. Listen up, you Chinese scumbags. If your weapons are as cheap as your other crap you make, your war's gonna be over pretty quickly. Ah! Speaking of no good, dirty commies, only 15,000 North Koreans aren't starving to death. Those ones were sent over by his fat-ass commie dictator to be sent to the Ukraine. We beat the shit out of the commies Russians once, and it looks like we're going to have to do it again. And that's the news from outside of America, so you cannot care about it.
Thank you, Colonel Chaos. That was a fantastic update. I'm so glad that you have sponsored the show, that we are able to get such a correspondent like you, so that we're able to go get the best news available for anyone, anywhere. All right. So, I'm going to talk around. This happened recently. This wonderful, angry old lady decided to go do a no-knock assault to tell people that they're evil for listening to Donald Trump.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Shameful. Are you the one that walks by here and always screaming at people? No, I haven't walked by recently. Okay, because a lot of people walk by and scream. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You are voting for the devil. Don't you know that? No. Why are you voting for him? Because I believe he is the moral candidate. Oh my God. F you for that one. That's moral? Exactly right. That's how your side acts. Oh my God. That's he's the most immoral person around. In your opinion, that's okay. Oh, you. Yes, I'm sorry. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
So, just a little backstory. In 2018, I ran for city council in Broomfield, Colorado. And I walked to my ward and knocked on all 5,000 doors of registered voters in there. And I met these people, not just a few of them. I'm talking several hundred of these miserable old ladies who were like just itching at the opportunity to answer their door and yell at somebody. And that was me. I'd knock on the door and say, hey, I'm running for city council. And they'd find a reason to be angry at me. And then from there, you just got to figure out how to disengage. The correct answer is not to talk to these people. It is to say, please get off my property, and you close the door. Or if you're knocking on one of those doors and you meet some of these very, very angry people, you just walk away. You just walk away as quickly as you can. And you got to understand that this lady wasn't made in a day. You know, she came from somewhere. She had a childhood. She started out life as a young lady and probably had a marriage that didn't work out. I don't know her backstory, but you don't get that curmudgeonly overnight. And so you got to take pity on this person that's in front of you and consider the fact that that could be you too, or somebody else and you got to try to save them before it's too late, right? Like at this point, it's all just hate and bitterness, and you don't want that in your life. And yeah, that's the story. We've all met these people. I'm sorry that this happened to this lady. Welcome back, King. You missed a wonderful segment from Colonel Chaos, and we learned a lot about the world that I've already forgotten because it's not America, and that's the only part of the world I really care about. How far does your kingdom go? Do you really care about anything outside of America?
No, not really. And, when it comes down to it, my kingdom, it goes beyond physical borders, right? We are within it, and we are everywhere. All right.
You sounded like Kamala.
Let's not talk about land and how much we owned. Moving on.
Moving on. Tucker did the most brave thing, and he called Tim Walz a gay man.
Or like Tim Walz is very obviously gay. I look at him, I'm like, well, you're gay.
I don't know how good his gaydar is. I can't say that mine's perfect. Definitely picks up a few dings on the Tim Walz scale. And Democrats have always been known to have fake lives. So I don't believe his life is real, even if he is straight.
Tucker's, the way he says things, he's so matter of fact. Like
obviously
everything
gay.
He says, everything he says, he believes 100%, and you can tell. And the fact that he's saying these words and he really believes that Tim Walz is gay, he baffled himself. Like I can't even imagine him saying these things. It's all.
He gave a speech at TPUSA this week that was like, "And Daddy's coming home." And I love Tucker. I wish that I could have that kind of range, Like, I don't have the performance style that Tucker has. But Tim Walz might be gay. I don't know. Is he?
I mean, if all the accusations are true, then, gay, pedophile, I don't know. We'll see.
He's so obviously gay.
I think Kamala's gay. I really do. I think she's gonna. That's the next thing. She's gonna come out as bisexual, just to try to shore up that vote. I think.
I don't know the future. I think it gets crazy. She could come out and say that she's in a relationship with her stepdaughter, and I'd be like, I believe it. Yeah, they're not biologically related, and Democrats are super weird. So, anyways, moving on. We have something else that's super weird. One of my least favorite bald people. I like bald people generally, unless they're Brian Stelter. But he actually went on CNN and said positive things about Trump, which I don't know which commandment that breaks. I think the Democrats have something like 100 commandments now that you're not allowed to do. This must be one of them for sure. Let's listen.
I mean, they fired him and they brought him back. So, I mean, what else can you do to the guy? You're just going to can him again? Yeah, go ahead there,
what did
Brian.
you make of this performance?
Oh, no, don't ask me first. I thought he was funny. I thought he actually got a few great jokes in.
I thought the best moment was we talked about the assassination attempts and made light of what he's experienced, because I think he's experiencing real trauma, real PTSD as a result of the shootings, but he's still able to have a light moment in this room, and he took advantage of the fact that Kamala Harris wasn't there.
Which is
I
really
was
the
disappointed
subtext
that he
of this
kept
whole thing.
exactly that she.
Look, I just want to take a moment and say that this guy brings me hope. That I know I'm kind of an ugly man, but I'm better looking than Stelter. Yeah, and it's guys, if it's a tough thing to go bald, but there's no world where I stay with the monk haircut like him. Like, it's going Q-tip. If I'm going bald, it is all the way. As Chef Bezos, there's no way I'm doing his haircut.
Well, we all know how much you want to look like a potato, but I think being kicked out of the inner circle, it does one or two things to you. It either does what Jon Stewart did, you crawl up into a little ball and be a little bitch and come crawling back, or you make them crawl back to you. That's what Brian Stelter did. And I think going out and getting coming above air, in this world he's in, and becoming like a real person for a while, and like not going into CNN headquarters in New York City every day and surrounding yourself with these sycophantic lunatics 24/7. Maybe he was like, hey, I'm a real person, and like this is what actually is going on outside of these walls, that you can say that, hey, the guy slayed it. Like, if Biden picked up a basketball and dunked on Michael Jordan, I would say, like, bro, that was awesome. So I don't know, maybe.
And I do want to leave room for a redemption arc here. He might be getting a contract and going on the PBD podcast for all I know, right? He could say I was wrong and I'm a bad guy and I have now seen the light and I took the red pill. That's possible. I really hope that that's what happened. But he was talking about a specific speech, and that is Trump, and he was funny. And I want to share the funniest parts with you guys here now, which, it's been out a week. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but let's watch something I think is hilarious.
Does anybody know? Are some of you here white dudes fan? It doesn't sound like it.
White dudes for
I'm not worried
Harris.
about them at all, because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. Every one of those people are voting for me. There's a group called
Yeah, my wife's lovers.
With look at Chucky Schumer. I mean, you're blocking him, but like he's just
he's sitting there like
hunched
that.
over, like meh. But like he can't help but laugh. Like I said in my opening King speech, like he's chuckling. He's got him rolling. Then you have a Cardinal next door. And Jim Gaffigan did really good too. I mean, I don't know. I think people coming to their senses has just opened up other people. I think a lot of people had already come to their senses, but they didn't think it was safe to come out. Winter Soldier and a Sunshine Patriot, right? I think people taking the arrows, like the Elons, like Joe Rogan, and seeing that those people are more successful than they've ever been, that's human nature, right? That until it's safe, then you're going to come out. But for us, it is a bellwether to say that is shifting massively in our favor. To just recognize reality, like to see people come out of their sleep and realize they've been propagandized this entire time. I love it.
And this dinner is a good example of, look, anyone can hire funny writers, right? Any campaign can. And then it's just a matter of delivery. Now, Trump is skilled enough that he's just reading it. He could do a better delivery, right, by memorizing it. And he's a busy guy and doesn't have time to do that. But Kamala could do that, right? She could get good writing and she could practice it 100 times. The fact that she decides not to show up at all just means that she's lazy. She doesn't want to do the work. I'm not sure she does any work. She seems to show up to every interview unprepared. She only does a few. She's just got to be drinking wine and complaining, right? Like she's not, and I thank God, right? Like I'm excited for Donald Trump to win this election. But it is possible liberals to work really hard and to deliver and to produce stuff. And I say that what we're doing on Liberty Tonight is not as professional as Donald Trump delivering that, but we're putting in some effort here, and we might be working harder than Kamala to do this show. So with that, I'd say
Absolutely.
If you think what we're doing here is pretty entertaining, consider going to Rumble right now and giving us a little $5 rent. We very much appreciate it. We're going to keep doing this forever. I have no intentions of quitting or dying. How about you?
Absolutely. No, absolutely not. And let's see that we're nearly 1,200 live on X. 1,200 folks live on X. Thank you, everyone on X. I love the X platform. Elon, we're waiting for your call, sir. Come on board anytime you want.
Yeah.
And still chugging around here on Rumble. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Mr. PYG, you're just killing it in there. Bucks Nasty, everybody. Barney Styles, thank you so much for coming on board. Thank you for those Rumble rants, and consider becoming a monthly sponsor. And if you're looking for some gear, forlibertyshop.com, search for the Liberty Tonight exclusive collection. We discussed earlier those whiskey glasses, and then we're drinking some coffee out of our faces in the morning. Nothing better than having a beautiful king, a god on earth, gracing your breakfast room table.
Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Okay, so let's do a victory lap. Donald Trump's going to win. CNN's doing nothing but promos for him. Here's Don Lemon saying, black men are voting for Trump.
A lot of voters. And I will just say that you texted me right around the Democratic convention, and you said, I am talking to people, and Kamala Harris has a problem with black men.
Yeah. And I told the campaign I did not hear from them. I mean, who am I for them to get back to me? But there's a problem. And look, I went from battleground state to battleground state. When they invited me to the convention, I didn't just want to fly there. I said, I'm going to go and talk to voters in battleground states. And I did. It was not curated. I went up to people just doing man on the street. I said, who are you going to vote for? Black men. And time after time after time, they said, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Why?
Now, their reasons why. They said,
we all know the reasons.
Yeah. No, I mean,
there's no reasons to vote for Kamala.
The man suing X for trying to set up a shit show. No, I mean, same with Brian Stelter. It's like I said in my first King speech ever, black guys, it's all about respect. It's all about who you can respect. No surprise there. The guy was shot. The guy's got 34 felonies. Like, it's relatable to the struggles of many people in this country that have been screwed over by the system. Like, this is what this ultimately is. If you feel like you've been screwed over from the system, Donald Trump is your middle finger towards that, and Kamala and Harris and Obama and the Cheneys can all go fly a kite somewhere and be the establishment on their own island, preferably Hawaii. But yeah, it's
and people often say Trump's imperfect, and when it comes to the putting a bull into a china shop, I really don't care about the bull's politics as much as he just breaks things. And I feel really good about the fact that Donald Trump will try to do really good things. But at the very least, he's a bull in the swamp, and nobody likes him, and nobody's going to enjoy it. And those people don't deserve to enjoy anything. And as far as why any men in general would vote for Kamala, they have to be low testosterone, because her entire platform seems to be, I will let you kill babies, and I will let you kill them all the time. All the time, on a train, on a plane, in a boat, on a whatever. So here's basically the substantiation of that claim, which is a bunch of college girls telling us why they're going to vote for Kamala.
No, I don't need to love any president necessarily, but I support her.
You're with Kamala, though.
I am.
All right. Do you plan on voting in the presidential election?
Yeah. I already voted.
You already voted? Who did you vote for?
Kamala.
Why do you like Kamala?
I just think she has a good plan for our country.
What do you like best about her plan for America?
Well, reproductive rights for women.
Reproductive rights for women. Not the rights of the babies. Those rights, we gotta squash those rights. they are 3/5 of a human, if you know what I mean, right? Like we can't represent them. But that's basically Kamala's whole pitch is, I'll let you kill your babies if you vote for me.
Abortion. I don't know anything else but abortion. That's the only thing I care about.
To control our access to birth control and IVF and, of course, abortion, even though they wouldn't know a uterus if they had to crawl out of one for a second time.
She's a billionaire,
Do you care
I
about
think.
reproductive freedom? Kamala
This is the
Harris will
Seinfeld
fight
lady.
to win back our reproductive rights and sign into law the protections of Roe v. Wade.
By the way, she's too old to be reproducing. I don't know if you want to point that out. And I don't think that this really affects her.
Stay out of my snatch.
It's like a
Stay-
grandma
no
doing a
one's-
protest
no-
on reproductive rights. Like, lady, this doesn't affect you either.
Play Braveheart in reverse. That's people running away from your snatch, not trying to do anything with your disgusting snatch. I used to have a crush on her. It's sad.
Don't admit things like that in public, sire. Now, here's another thing you don't want to admit in public. Here's some Australians who, unfortunately, let's take a moment of silence. They got caught.
Just a couch.
They have a fortress under this couch that raises, and they had an armory in there. And the gun grabbers in Australia found them. Those communists found them and snatched their guns. Let's not be like Australia, people. I think it's cool to have that underneath your house, and you definitely should if you can. But we got to protect America. Nobody is ever taking our guns. And I love the range. Not deep enough, but it's still pretty sweet. Sweet basement range. Yeah.
Man. That is sick. I love that.
And the gun grabbers are like, look what we found. We're doing our job to stop people from defending themselves.
No, I mean, especially in Australia, like, I could see why the guy did it. That one actually does look like the basement from Tremors. Great movie, by the way. If any of you younger folks on the stream have never seen Tremors, it's a classic. It's like Starship Troopers. It's just one of those you got to see. Absolutely. Dang, we are 5 minutes left in the stream.
I do want to do
5 minutes left.
one last wonderful meme video, which is, I don't know what's the right thing. It's a little person playing with some ropes, and it's her shoelaces. I just want you to know that the world is white-pilled. Like, we're going to have our own AI robots that do our laundry and do our dishes. And we're all going to be rich. And all the communists are going to be sent to Canada with no food and no capitalism. And we're going to sleep next to our wives and our many children. And it's going to be a bright future for all of us. That's my message for all of you. So,
Absolutely.
King Libertarian, what else do you have for us?
Oh, everyone, it was great to be with you tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. The nearly 1,200 viewers on X, still rocking and rolling over on Rumble. If you're watching us on YouTube or any other, please give us a like and follow. We do this show every Thursday, 9 to 11 Central, right before Culturama with Daniela. 7 to 9. She's Tuesdays and Thursdays. She works twice as hard as we do. And then every morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Central, weekday mornings, AP for Liberty, the Wake Up America show, our flagship show with our fearless leader, Austin Peterson. You can find all of that at forlibernetwork.com. Please consider signing up for our locals, exclusive content there, and it's like Patreon where you can support us, become a monthly subscriber to our Rumble channel. And if nothing else, share, like, follow us, talk to your friends, tell them about the show. We're doing this for you. We're doing this as a representation, like I said earlier, of that right, younger, millennial type of thing. Like it's not Reason Magazine, it's not the Cato Institute, it's not even the Libertarian Party. We, as the Liberty Movement that Ron Paul started in 2008, this is the culmination of that. So everyone, let's see, coming from the chat here, thank you so much, Daniela Coltrama. Great job, fellas. They're going in the crystals. All right, I don't know what that means, Mr. PYG. Entropy Nomad, look on the bright side. If you are small, the world is full of snoo stew. Death by snoo stew. I think so. All right. Thank you so much. Every Thursday, we had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for sticking with us here so far. I think I think based on the first show, this is we're going. So any skits, any ideas, anything you would like us to cover, just send us tag us on X, King Libertarian Brian Piotr. Give us a follow there. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Brian.
I just wanted to add one more thing, that if you go to the forliberty.locals.com and join, you are not only getting access to the inside content for our show, but also for Culturama and the Wake Up America show. The entire network is all under one Locals channel, and so you have access to all the network's content inside of the Locals network, or inside the Locals channel. And that is the perfect place to speak with us and to talk to us about your ideas for skits and your ideas for writing to make this show even better. We need your help, because we don't have the dozen writers or overpaid, underpaid union writers that the left liberal media has. And that's good. That means we're going to be more creative, we're going to be more cutting edge, and we're going to deliver better content for you. And with that, I bid you all adieu. Until this time next week, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Talk to you soon.